Yeah, I was in class today, and there was somebody in the row behind me, and he was like bouncing his leg up and down, just the way that you do in class sometimes. And I didn't. It was like out of the corner of my eye, I saw this like quick movement, and I glanced over to see what it was. Um, and it wasn't anything. It was, that's all that was happening. But the thing is, I was just homeless for 2 consecutive years. And before that, I was in an apartment where I was being abused. And before that, I was homeless for 2 consecutive years. So, I mean, I have been homeless for 4 out of the past 5 years. And, 2 consecutive years, and then an apartment where I was abused, and then another 2 consecutive years. I mean, it's and the apartment that I was in a couple years ago, there were hidden cameras all over the apartment. That were put there by the property management or by the maintenance for the property management, and people were, and somebody put them there, and then all sorts of people got live video from them. They were able to tap into them and get live video of me 24 hours a day. And there were sometimes, there was at least one tenant who was stalking me outside my apartment door. He would like stalk back and forth and cough really loudly. There were stalkers circling the building in their cars 24 hours a day. There were stalkers parked right outside my window. I never really felt safe there. And I mean, the apartment that I'm in now, I feel it would be much more difficult for someone to get into it. But that doesn't mean that I'm not still being harassed and stalked every day, because I am. And also, I have been designated as a slut and a bad person, and that it's all right to sexually abuse by a very powerful group of people. And so, really, there's a very high chance that I'm gonna be raped and killed, and that's how I'm gonna die. It's gonna happen eventually. Sorry, excuse me. That's gonna happen to me, and that is what I'm at risk for all of the time, anywhere I am, pretty much. It's unless I'm like in a room full of peaceful people. It's just that is very likely to happen to me kind of anywhere at any time. So, I mean, if someone is moving quickly and it's not something that I expect, or someone is all of a sudden there out of nowhere, and I didn't expect them to be there, I would look over at that person. It's just anyone would be that way after living like this for so long. I mean, also being homeless, being around homeless people. I mean, it's not that everyone's trying to get into a fight all the time, but there's verbal arguing happening all day. There's a threat of violence that's there all the time. Theft happens all the time. People keep their things with them, and if they don't, they usually can expect that something will get stolen. And that's how I've lived. That's how I've lived. I mean, I've been homeless. Yeah, I've been homeless for 4 out of the past 5 years. 2 years consecutively, then an apartment where I was abused, then another 2 years consecutively, and I live with the threat of violence all of the time. So I am probably more vigilant about what's around me than just kind of your average person is.